Hi, Deepa again. If you're tuning in to this video directly, be sure to watch the previous ones where I had shared about my journey, starting off the journey into DCIS, mammogram biopsy, and lumpectomy. Now, I'm going to share now about what happened after it was confirmed that I had DCIS in the post my lumpectomy pathology result. The next step that happens is multiple specialists engage with you, a nurse practitioner who coordinates and answer any questions that that we may have, and a genealogist, they are the folks who first set up an appointment, consult with us, and understand the family background and everything, and recommend a blood test that basically tests for any genetic presence or change that caused this breast cancer. Now, this test is pretty critical because they look for like about 12 or 13 different types of genes, but among them BRCA, BRCA is one of the gene that is directly responsible for the breast cancer. If it is mutates in that gene, and so those are the things they are looking for. If it is present, the next step would be aggressive step of mastectomy, even in a double mastectomy. And that will also indicate that any girl kids of the person who's diagnosed could be in high risk for getting this in the future. Now, so I took the gene test, and my test outcome was negative. No, nothing, no, none of the 12 gene mutations they're looking for were present. So that was good news for me, at least. That meant I can now evaluate the options present in front of me, and also I was glad to know that my kids do not have any higher risk due to this. So post the genetic test, then for my case, the next step the recommended was to see a radiation oncologist. Now they are the ones that, if I were to go through radiation as treatment, they will determine the dosage of radiation, how many sessions of radiation I need to go through, all those things. So I met with my radiation oncologist, and having heard my case and all the factors, they recommended that I do a test called DCISionRT score. This decision, basically, decision is DCISION, decision like that. And this test gives two things. One is whether am I a good candidate for radiation. In other words, if I do undergo radiation, would it be effective, in my body? That's one. The second thing is it'll also give you what is my lifetime risk based on the tissues that were extracted in my lumpectomy. So they do take that. So again, this score is pretty. This is given by a company called Prelude, if I'm not wrong, and they have an algorithm again, and that takes into various things, and it is proprietary. So I'm not sure what are the various factors they take into this algorithm and what kind of weight they assign to each of these factors. But I do know that they take the tissues that were extracted, the cells that were extracted in the lumpectomy. Now, so my decision already score, it took at least a couple of weeks, I want to say, and I got it, and I got a very high score. Out of 10, I believe I got 7.9 or something. That meant I am a good candidate for radiation. And so if I do go through radiation, it'll be guaranteed that my risk will reduce a lot, and it'll be effective. The other thing that came out in that this decision already was my lifetime risk, which was pretty high. It predicted what that indicates is, so sometimes you question, okay, you detected something very early and it is low grade, that means it is not aggressive. So what if I don't do anything about it, right? What if I let it be? um, Maybe I don't need to act for next 5 years. Can I see, get to it later? All these things go through in your mind, because it does make you wonder, are you overreacting to it? Are we over treating it and all those things, right? So, but this lifetime risk high score, based on the algorithm that also took into my own cells that were extracted, was an indicator to me that I cannot just simply stay put, hoping that nothing would happen. And given my risk, it is like I'm waiting for a time bomb to get released to become invasive. So that's not smart. So then I have to act on it in this case. Was the outcome I came into. One other thing I mentioned, I forgot to mention in the DCIS, was in addition to stage and grade, there is also something called ERPR positive, meaning my cancerous cell growth was fed by hormones, the progesterone and estrogen. So when it is estrogen progesterone positive, that means that these cells take those hormones and thrive in it. So it is considered positive because it is treatable by starving those cells of those hormones. Then we can deprive their growth and stop the growth, whatnot. That's what that means. So ERPR positive in my case, pretty high. um, so I was now ready to move on to the radiation next steps of, okay, dosages and how many sessions and what to expect in radiation. I started updating myself about all those information. And then in my case, I realized there was a third area of calcification that was not biopsied at all. We only did biopsy of the two areas. So in consultation with my radiation oncologist, yeah, we decided that, yeah, it is better to check it out, what's going on in the third area. And so I had to go in for a diagnostic mammogram again. And in that diagnostic mammogram, the technician came out and said, yeah, we'll see you in 6 months. Nothing changed. And I was kind of taken aback. No, I'm here to make a decision. So can I see the radiologist? And I met the radiologist, and they didn't have context about my case or what happened or what I'm looking to do. So I explained to them that, hey, I know that things have not changed, but that's not why I'm here. I would like to go through biopsy and see what is behind this calcification, so that can advise me what kind of treatment do I go. Do I go for radiation? Do I go into mastectomy to be more aggressive? What should I be doing? What is the right thing to do in my case? So in that case, then the person said that, hey, if you want to do biopsy, yes, we can do that. So my third biopsy that happened, and for the third place of classification, and the outcome was and before even the outcome, before the biopsy also, with the person that was performing the biopsy, I had a conversation. Hey, I'm looking for a very good sample, and this really is going to determine the direction of my treatment and next step. So when they did the biopsy, initially they tried to come at it from a certain angle, for the position of that particular calcification, and they couldn't reach. And in that picture, mammogram picture, this third area appeared as a small one dot, not even multiples, like that one. And that while biopsy is happening, that person asked if they can come at it from a different angle and do it. I said, yes, let's do that. And they came at it from a different angle, and the thing was, they were able to get so many samples, and they saw that in multiple cores they could see this calcification present, which was not visible in mammogram, neither in the MRI. That was shocking. And the pathology from the biopsy, the core needle biopsy itself, showed DCIS in that third area. That was a game changer for me, because now there was one area of the breast that had abnormal cells growing, and that was removed. Now in the other area of the same breast, multiple cores showing these calcifications that are carcinogenic. Um, which means radiation was not the right next step. So my oncologist, radio oncologist, my oncosurgeon, and also there is someone called medical oncologist who basically gives medications to prevent breast cancer in the other contralateral breast that is not going, having any treatments or anything like that. So all these specialists, along with the radiologist, present my information to the tumor board and discuss what's the right next step here. And their recommendation post that tumor board discussion was that I do mastectomy, given now my case turned into multifocal. So they divide a breast into four different quadrants, upper, inner, like that. And so when you have some changes in cancerous growth going on in multiple, like various different segments of the breast, now this is considered to be multifocal. And when you have a multifocal case, if you can do lumpectomy, it's a type of surgery, and remove the cells, but it wouldn't make sense, because at the end of the day I would lose a lot of tissue and it won't even look like aesthetically good, and there's no guarantee that clear margins were achieved, and what if in the remaining breast tissue some cancer growth happen in the future. So you have all sorts of doubts, and that would take our peace of mind. So the right next step was to do mastectomy. That way, the we remove all the three. I mean, who knows? Even the third area where they said it's a natural change could be hiding something. So it's better to do mastectomy and completely remove everything that's going on, and deal with the situation, was the course of action that was recommended to me. And that's where I was headed. Um, uh, Now, when it comes to mastectomy, there are again multiple options of how you can do. There is a reconstruction option as well. I would share with you how I made my decisions, what are various options available for me, and and what influenced my decision and path in my next video. Thank you.